Would you dare to travel the world completely on your own?
That's a powerful question, Emily. It sounds exciting and a little daunting, right?
It sure does, Brian, and that's our topic today.
Welcome back to the English podcast for listening and speaking. The place where your English grows as you explore exciting real-life topics. We're thrilled to have you with us.
Today, it's all about solo travel. It's a huge trend now, offering amazing personal growth and freedom as you explore the world on your own terms.
Solo travel is popular because it gives you unique independence and new experiences. You manage your own trip, make your own choices, and truly immerse yourself in new cultures.
Plus, it's a fantastic way to boost your English skills. Imagine navigating a foreign city or making new friends, all while speaking English. It's real-world practice.
We'll give you essential vocabulary, phrases, crucial safety tips, and advice on connecting with other travelers.
If you enjoy this episode, please like, share, and comment. It helps YouTube recommend us so more people can improve their English.
And stay tuned, because later on, Emily has an inspiring, shareable moment planned that truly captures what solo travel is about. You won't want to miss it. So, Emily, we've introduced solo travel, but what exactly makes it so appealing to so many people? What's the big draw?
That's a great question, Brian. For me, and I think for many, it starts with an incredible feeling of independence. Imagine making every decision about your trip, from when to wake up to where to eat dinner, all by yourself. No compromises.
That's true. The feeling of complete independence is a huge factor. You're the master of your own journey. When I travel solo, I'm free to change my plans at any moment. It's a level of autonomy you rarely get otherwise.
Exactly. And that leads us perfectly into the concept of freedom. Solo travel truly offers unparalleled freedom. You can decide to wake up at dawn for a hike or sleep in until noon. You can spend hours in a museum or spontaneously decide to switch to a different city. It's about having the ultimate say in your own experience, which is incredibly empowering.
That freedom sounds incredibly liberating. It naturally allows for pure adventure. And adventure isn't just about exploring new places. It's also about exploring new sides of yourself. When you're alone, you're often pushed to step out of your comfort zone.
Absolutely. It's a huge adventure. Every single day brings a new challenge and a new discovery, and facing those challenges definitely builds courage. Maybe you're usually a bit shy, but on a solo trip, you might find the courage to talk to strangers, try new foods, or even navigate a complex public transport system. It's like a bravery boot camp.
That's a powerful way to put it, a bravery boot camp. And that courage often comes from needing to adapt quickly. That leads us directly to flexibility. Solo travelers often talk about the incredible flexibility they have. If a train is delayed or a hostel is fully booked, you can easily pivot and find an alternative solution without needing to consult anyone else. You can change your route or your entire plan at a moment's notice.
Yes, flexibility is absolutely key. You can totally be spontaneous. Speaking of plans, or the wonderful lack thereof, I've been dreaming about my ideal solo trip for months.
Oh, tell me about it, Emily. Where would your Wanderlust take you first?
My dream solo trip would be to truly explore Southeast Asia. I'm currently reading a lot of travel blogs about Vietnam and Thailand. I'm imagining myself starting in Hanoi, then taking an overnight train south to see Ha Long Bay, and after that, flying to Bangkok.
That sounds fantastic. So you're planning a trip to explore Southeast Asia. The verb to explore means to travel through an unfamiliar area to learn about it. With solo travel, you truly explore a place, its culture, food, and people, rather than just seeing the sights.
Exactly. And I wouldn't want a super strict itinerary. While I'd have a general idea of places I want to visit, I'd leave a lot of room for spontaneity. An itinerary is a detailed plan for a journey, usually with specific dates and times. But for solo travel, it's often more about having a loose guide rather than a rigid schedule.
That's a great distinction. A rigid itinerary can sometimes limit the discovery aspect of solo travel. It sounds like you have a strong sense of wanderlust, Emily.
Oh, definitely. Wanderlust is a very strong desire to travel, and for me, it specifically means a desire to travel and see the world, often independently. It's that irresistible feeling that makes you want to pack your bags and just go.
It's a wonderful word, wanderlust. It truly captures that spirit of wanting to roam. And you mentioned spontaneity. Being spontaneous means doing things suddenly without much prior planning. Solo travel really allows for that, doesn't it? You can decide right now to visit that small village you just heard about.
Yes, I absolutely love the idea of being completely spontaneous. One day, I might be hiking in the mountains, and the very next day, I might decide to take a cooking class with locals. It's all about following my instincts and what feels right in the moment.
That's where the magic truly happens, I think. And through all these experiences, solo travelers often talk about profound self-discovery. What does that term mean to you, Emily?
For me, self-discovery is probably the ultimate reward of solo travel. It's about learning who you truly are when you're outside your usual environment, without the familiar influences of friends or family. You're forced to face challenges independently, and in doing so, you realize just how capable and resilient you actually are. It's like unlocking new levels of yourself.
That's beautifully put, Emily. Self-discovery really is a profound and often transformative aspect of traveling alone. You uncover strengths and preferences you never knew you had. It's about finding your inner compass and building confidence. Let's take a moment to look at the grammar we're naturally using here. You mentioned, I'm imagining myself starting in Hanoi, and I'm currently reading a lot about Vietnam and Thailand. These are excellent examples of the present continuous tense.
Ah, yes. We use the present continuous to talk about actions happening right now, or to describe plans for the near future that are already decided or in progress. Is that right?
Precisely, Emily. I am imagining is an action happening now in your mind. I am reading is an ongoing activity. And when we talk about future plans that are arranged, we use the present continuous. For example, I'm planning a solo trip next month implies the planning is underway.
So if I say, I'm flying to Bangkok next week, that means my ticket is booked, and it's a definite, pre-arranged plan.
Exactly right. Now let's compare that to the present simple tense. We use the present simple for habits, routines, or general truths. For instance, I travel solo every summer describes a regular habit.
So I travel solo every summer means it's something I do repeatedly. But if I say I'm traveling solo this summer, it could mean it's a one-time plan for this specific summer, or it's happening right now if I'm already on the trip.
You've nailed it, Emily. The present simple describes what you generally do, while the present continuous describes what you are doing now, an ongoing action, or what you have specifically arranged to do soon. Think about it. Solo travel offers unparalleled freedom is a general truth, so we use the present simple offers. But if you say, I am considering a solo trip right now, that's an action in progress.
That makes so much sense. So, I always pack light when I travel solo is present simple because it's a consistent habit. But I'm packing my bags for my solo trip to Japan this evening is present continuous because it's a planned, specific action happening soon.
Perfect examples, Emily. You've clearly distinguished between the two tenses in a very practical travel context. This distinction is really important for clear communication.
This really helps solidify my understanding. So when I say I'm dreaming of exploring Vietnam, it's both an ongoing mental activity and a plan I'm actively developing.
Yes, absolutely. And the key vocabulary we've discussed, independence, freedom, adventure, courage, flexibility, explore, itinerary, wanderlust, spontaneous, self-discovery, all beautifully describe the profound appeal of these kinds of trips. Each word captures an essential facet of the solo travel experience.
It really does. It's not just about seeing new places. It's about gaining new perspectives and discovering what you're truly capable of. That's the true essence of self-discovery.
Precisely. And that's why this type of travel is so profoundly transformative for many people. It truly pushes you to grow in ways you wouldn't expect.
I can feel my wanderlust kicking in even more just talking about it. The idea of having complete freedom and flexibility to truly explore a new country and embrace being completely spontaneous sounds like the ultimate adventure.
And remember that powerful feeling of gaining courage and independence as you navigate unfamiliar situations. That's what makes it so incredibly rewarding. And the self-discovery along the way is truly priceless. Many people who try solo travel once end up making it a regular habit.
It's like a journey within a journey, where every step you take in a new place also brings you closer to understanding yourself. And the beauty of not having a super strict itinerary is that you can adapt to whatever comes your way.
Absolutely. You might start with one idea, but then you're open to new suggestions from locals or fellow travelers, and suddenly, your trip is taking an unexpected, wonderfully enriching turn. That flexibility is key to a truly unique and fulfilling solo experience.
It's almost as if the world becomes your classroom, and every new experience is a lesson in self-discovery.
A very active, engaging, and personal classroom indeed, and a fantastic way to practice and improve your English, especially when you're talking to people from all over the world who are also traveling. That real-world interaction is invaluable. Emily, we've talked so much about the exciting appeal of solo travel, the freedom, the self-discovery. It all sounds incredibly liberating. But, as with any adventure, it's really important to talk about safety. When you're traveling alone, taking the right precautions is absolutely essential.
You're absolutely right, Brian. While the idea of spontaneity is wonderful, being safe is always the top priority. What kind of precautions should solo travelers keep in mind? What does taking precautions really mean?
A precaution is an action taken to prevent something undesirable from happening. So taking precautions means doing things in advance to ensure you stay safe. Being safe means being protected from danger or harm. It's about being prepared, not paranoid.
That makes sense. So it's about being proactive to keep yourself out of danger.
Exactly. First, let's talk about staying alert. Being alert means being watchful and ready for anything. You should always be aware of your surroundings, especially at night or in unfamiliar areas. Pay attention to people, sounds, and anything that feels off. You must avoid walking alone in poorly lit streets after dark.
So if I'm in a new city, I should try to arrive during the day, right? And maybe not wear headphones all the time so I can hear what's happening around me. That makes me more alert.
That's a great example of being alert, Emily. Arriving during the day is a smart precaution. Another crucial tip is to always keep your important documents secure. Your passport, for instance, is your most vital document when traveling internationally.
My passport is definitely the one thing I can't lose. How do I keep it secure?
To keep your passport secure, you should always have a digital copy stored in the cloud or emailed to yourself. You must also carry a physical photocopy separate from the original. This way, if your original passport is lost or stolen, you have a backup plan.
So a backup plan is an alternative arrangement for use in case of a problem. That's really smart. What about money and valuables?
You should avoid carrying all your cash or cards in one place. Diversify your funds. You could use a money belt or a hidden pouch. And it's often wise not to flash expensive jewelry or electronics. Remember, being secure means protecting yourself and your possessions from harm or theft.
Got it. Don't put all my eggs in one basket, literally.
Precisely. Next, let's discuss local customs. When you travel, you should research and respect the local customs of your destination. This isn't just about being polite, it's also a safety measure. Certain gestures, clothing, or behaviors might be perfectly normal in your home country but offensive or inviting unwanted attention elsewhere.
So if I'm in a country where it's polite to cover my shoulders when visiting a temple, I should definitely do that. It shows respect and also keeps me from standing out negatively.
Exactly. Understanding local customs helps you blend in and avoid misunderstandings. You must be mindful of cultural norms, especially regarding dress code or social interactions.
What if something goes wrong? Like a real emergency?
That brings us to being prepared for an emergency. An emergency is a serious, unexpected, and often dangerous situation requiring immediate action. You should always know the local emergency numbers for police, ambulance, and fire services. Write them down. Don't just rely on your phone. You ought to also register with your country's embassy or consulate in the destination country if possible. They can offer assistance in an emergency.
So knowing the 911 equivalent in other countries is crucial, and telling someone back home my travel plans.
Absolutely. You must always share your itinerary, even if it's a loose one, with a trusted friend or family member back home. Regularly check in with them. They should know where you are and where you're headed. This is a vital backup plan in case an emergency happens and you can't contact anyone yourself.
That's a great point. Even if I'm being spontaneous, I should send a quick message to someone saying, "Hey, I'm going to this new town for a couple of days."
Exactly. And last but not least, consider travel insurance. You should always invest in comprehensive travel insurance. This covers you for medical emergencies, trip cancellations, lost luggage, and other unexpected events. It's a crucial precaution that provides peace of mind.
So insurance is basically a financial backup plan for unexpected problems. It's like a safety net for your trip. Precisely. It's an investment in your safety and peace of mind.
Now let's put some of these ideas into practice with a little role play. Emily, imagine you're about to embark on your dream solo trip to Southeast Asia. I'm your slightly worried but supportive friend, giving you some last-minute safety advice.
Okay, Brian, I'm ready. My bags are packed. I'm just about to head to the airport. I'm so excited.
Hold on just a second, Emily. Before you rush off, there are a few things you must remember. First, about your passport. You should scan it and email copies to yourself and a trusted family member. And keep a physical photocopy separate from the original, okay?
Oh, right. Good call. I emailed a copy to my mom, but I forgot the physical one. I should quickly print one out now. Thanks for reminding me.
You're welcome. And when you're out and about, especially in crowded markets, you must be really alert. Keep an eye on your belongings. You shouldn't carry all your cash in one wallet. Divide it up, maybe put some in a hidden pocket, some in your main bag.
Okay, I'll definitely do that. I heard pickpocketing can be an issue in some busy areas, so I should be extra careful. I ought to also use my money belt.
That's smart. And speaking of being alert, when you're exploring new places, you should always trust your gut feeling. If a situation or a person feels unsafe, you should immediately remove yourself from it. Don't worry about being polite if your safety is at risk.
That's a good reminder. Sometimes I worry about offending people, but my safety comes first. I must remember that.
Exactly. And regarding your accommodation, you should research reviews carefully, especially focusing on safety comments from other solo travelers. Once you're there, always keep your room door locked and use any additional locks or chains provided. You could also buy a portable door alarm for extra security.
A portable door alarm. That's so clever. I might look into getting one. And what about when I'm out at night?
If you're out at night, you should avoid walking alone. If you must go out, stick to well-lit, busy areas. You should use reputable ride-sharing apps or official taxis, and always confirm the driver and vehicle details before getting in. You ought to also share your live location with a friend or family member back home if you feel uncomfortable.
That's a really helpful tip. I will definitely use the live location sharing feature. It's a good precaution.
Also, research local customs beforehand. For example, in some places, modest clothing is expected, especially when visiting religious sites. You should always respect these cultural norms. It helps you blend in and avoids drawing unwanted attention.
Right. I've packed a scarf and some long sleeves for that reason. I should make sure I always have them accessible.
Perfect. And last but perhaps most importantly, in case of an emergency, do you know the local emergency numbers for police or medical help in Vietnam?
I haven't looked them up yet. What should I do?
You must research those immediately and save them to your phone, but also write them down on a piece of paper and keep it separate from your phone. And you should also know the location and contact information for your country's embassy or consulate. They can offer help if you lose your passport or face a serious emergency.
Wow, Brian, you've thought of everything. This is all so practical and reassuring. I must do all of these things. It gives me a much stronger sense of security for my trip. I feel much more prepared now.
That's the goal, Emily. Being prepared doesn't take away from the adventure. It ensures you can fully enjoy it with peace of mind. Remember, solo travel is about personal growth and discovery, but it also comes with a responsibility to keep yourself safe. Taking these precautions means you're being smart and giving yourself the best chance for a truly positive and memorable experience.
I can see how having a solid backup plan for different situations, like a lost passport or a medical emergency, can make all the difference. It sounds like being alert and having good awareness of my surroundings, as well as the local customs, are key.
Absolutely. Awareness is simply knowing or perceiving a situation or fact. It means being attentive to what's happening around you. It's an active state of mind that keeps you safe. It's the opposite of being distracted or oblivious.
So, if I'm walking through a busy street and I'm aware, I'm not just seeing the buildings, I'm noticing the people, their movements, and any potential risks.
Precisely. And all these modal verbs we've used, should, must, ought to, could, might, are perfect for giving advice and recommendations. You should suggests a good idea or recommendation. You must indicates a strong obligation or necessity. You ought to is similar to should, often implying a moral duty or strong recommendation. You could suggests a possibility or an option. You might suggests a weaker possibility or a gentle suggestion.
That's really clear. So, you should carry a copy of your passport is a strong recommendation, but you must know the emergency numbers is non-negotiable.
Exactly. And you could buy a portable door alarm offers it as an option, not a requirement. This range of modal verbs allows us to express different levels of necessity and possibility when giving advice.
I feel so much more informed and confident about tackling the safety aspect of solo travel now. Knowing these words, precaution, safe, emergency, awareness, secure, passport, local customs, backup plan, insurance, alert, and how to use these modal verbs really helps. It transforms potential fear into preparedness.
That's the ultimate goal, Emily. To empower our listeners with the language they need to navigate the world confidently and safely. Safety isn't about limiting your adventure, it's about enabling it.
Brian, that was such an incredibly helpful discussion on safety. I feel so much more confident knowing how to approach solo travel with a strong sense of security and preparedness. But now that we've covered how to stay safe, let's talk about another common question solo travelers have. How do you meet people on the road? Solo travel doesn't necessarily mean being alone the whole time, right?
Absolutely not, Emily. That's a fantastic point. Many people assume solo travel means total isolation, but it's actually one of the best ways to foster connections. It pushes you out of your comfort zone, which often leads to meeting fascinating people and experiencing incredible shared experiences.
Oh, I love the sound of shared experiences. What exactly does that mean in this context?
A shared experience is simply an event or activity that you do with other people. When you're traveling solo, you might end up hiking a trail with someone you just met, or cooking a meal together in a communal kitchen. These moments create bonds, because you're both experiencing something new at the same time. It's much more memorable than doing it alone.
That makes so much sense. So where are the best places to find these people and have these shared experiences? I imagine hostels are a big one?
You've hit the nail on the head, Emily. Hostels are probably the #1 place. A hostel is a type of low-cost accommodation, usually with dormitory-style rooms, but they also often have private rooms. Crucially, they are designed to encourage social interaction. They have common areas, kitchens, and often organize activities. This makes it incredibly easy to meet fellow travelers.
So, if I stay in a hostel, I will definitely meet other travelers easily. That's a great use of the first conditional.
Exactly. We'll talk more about the first conditional in a bit, but you're already using it naturally. A traveler, of course, is simply someone who travels. In a hostel, you'll find people from all over the world, often with similar interests in adventure and exploration. It's a natural melting pot.
That's exciting. So I'm in a hostel common room, I see another traveler sitting there. What do I say? I sometimes freeze up, even in English. What's a good conversation starter?
That's a very common question, and it's where practice comes in. A conversation starter is a topic or question you use to begin a discussion with someone new. It's meant to be open-ended, something that invites more than a yes or no answer.
Give me some examples, Brian. What are your go-to conversation starters?
Simple ones work best. Instead of, "Are you enjoying your trip?" which can be a yes/no, try, "What brought you to this city?" or "Where are you heading next?" You could also comment on something neutral, like, "This hostel has a great vibe, doesn't it?" Or, "I'm trying to figure out the best way to get to the main market. Have you been there yet?" These invite interaction.
Oh, those are much better. What brought you to this city is excellent because it opens up their story. And I'm trying to figure out the best way to get to the main market is practical and creates a reason to talk. So if I use a good conversation starter, I will have a much better chance of meeting new people.
Precisely. Another key aspect is building a community while you're traveling. A community is a group of people living in the same place or having a particular characteristic in common. While traveling, your community might be other solo travelers you meet, or even locals who frequent the same cafe as you.
So it's about feeling like you belong, even for a short time, in a new place. And I guess networking plays a part in that too?
Yes, definitely. Networking in travel isn't about job hunting. It's about connecting with people to exchange information and potentially make future travel plans or get recommendations. If you meet someone who has been to a country you plan to visit, that's valuable networking. You exchange tips, maybe contact details.
So if I network effectively, I will get some amazing insider tips for my next destination. That's a huge benefit.
Exactly. And often, these casual interactions can blossom into true friendship. A friendship is a relationship between people who are friends. On the road, these friendships can be incredibly intense because you're sharing such unique experiences. You might travel with someone for a few days or stay in touch for years.
I love the idea of making global friendships. It really enriches the travel experience beyond just seeing sights. What about meeting locals? Is that easy for solo travelers?
Meeting locals can be incredibly rewarding. A local is simply a person who lives in a particular place. They offer a completely different perspective than other travelers. They can show you the authentic side of a place, beyond the tourist traps.
How do you connect with locals naturally? I don't want to feel like I'm bothering them.
The best way is often through activities or genuine curiosity. Taking a cooking class, joining a local tour, or even just frequenting the same cafe or restaurant can open doors. Asking about their culture, traditions, or local recommendations respectfully is often a great way to start. Sometimes hiring a local guide is also a fantastic way to meet a local who is also an expert.
A guide is someone who shows you the way, right? Like a tour guide?
Precisely. A guide can be someone leading a tour, or simply someone who gives you advice and helps you navigate. They can be a fantastic resource not just for directions, but for understanding the local culture. This leads us to culture exchange.
Ah, culture exchange. That sounds fascinating.
It is. Culture exchange is the process of learning about and sharing different cultures. When you interact with locals or travelers from other countries, you're naturally engaging in culture exchange. You learn about their way of life, their beliefs, their food, and they learn about yours. It broadens your perspective.
So, if I spend time with locals, I will have an amazing culture exchange experience, and I will learn so much more than if I just stayed in my tourist bubble.
Exactly. It makes your trip deeper and more meaningful. And all of this is where the first conditional comes in handy. Remember, we use the first conditional to talk about possible future situations and their probable results. It's structured as if plus present simple, future simple.
So, if I go to that cooking class, I will meet locals. Or, if I ask for a recommendation, I will get to know a guide better.
Perfect examples, Emily. Let's practice with a mini scenario. Imagine we're both in a hostel common room in Medellin, Colombia. You're reading a book, and I'm looking at a map. I want to start a conversation with you.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm Emily, the solo traveler absorbed in her book.
Excuse me, is that the city map you're looking at? I'm trying to figure out the best way to get to Comuna Tres Preseche. Have you been there yet?
Oh, hi. Yes, it is. And funny you ask, I was just there yesterday. It was incredible. Are you planning to go soon?
I am. I just arrived today. What was your favorite part? I'm looking for some tips to make the most of it.
Well, if you go to the graffiti tour, you will learn so much about the area's history and transformation. It's really eye-opening. And if you have time, you should definitely try the mango biche from the street vendors there. It's delicious.
Mango biche sounds amazing. I will definitely look for that. Thanks for the tips. By the way, my name's Brian. Where are you from?
Nice to meet you, Brian. I'm Emily from Canada. And you?
I'm Brian from the U.S. How long have you been traveling in Colombia?
Just a week so far, but I'm loving it. I'm heading to Cartagena next. Have you been there?
Not yet, but it's on my list. I've heard amazing things. Do you have any recommendations for a good hostel there? I haven't booked anything yet.
Oh, definitely. If you want to meet other travelers, you will love El Viajero. It has a great social atmosphere, and they organize lots of activities. Plus, if you stay there, you will be close to the old city.
That sounds perfect. I'm always looking for a good place to meet people. Thanks so much. This is a great conversation starter for me about Cartagena.
You're welcome. It's always good to meet other solo travelers. Maybe if our paths cross again, we could even explore something together. That would be great. Let's exchange Instagrams. Maybe we'll see each other in Cartagena or somewhere else down the road. Sounds like a plan.
See how easy that was, Emily? We used a simple question about a shared activity, looking at a map and a common destination, to start a natural dialogue. We talked about plans, gave recommendations, and even talked about future shared experiences.
That was so helpful. It felt really natural, and we used so many of our new words and the first conditional. The way you asked about the map, it wasn't too direct, and it gave me an easy way to respond. And then, talking about the graffiti tour, that's a clear shared experience that we could connect over. Exactly. And think about how that conversation could lead to more. If we both enjoyed the same activities, we might decide to go on a day trip together, fostering a new friendship. Or if you introduced me to a local guide you met, that would be a great way to facilitate culture exchange. It really highlights that solo travel isn't about isolation. It's about being open to connection. You're building a temporary community wherever you go, and using these simple English phrases makes it so much easier.
Absolutely. When you're open to these interactions, you're not just traveling. You're networking, you're engaging in culture exchange, and you're creating a rich tapestry of shared experiences that will last a lifetime. And the first conditional helps you plan and imagine those possibilities.
So, if you're listening and you're thinking about solo travel, don't let the idea of being alone stop you. If you put yourself out there, you will meet amazing people. We've talked about how to meet people, Brian, which is fantastic. But I think a lot of solo travelers, myself included, are also looking for something deeper. It's not just about seeing new places or meeting new friends, is it? It's often about personal growth and self-discovery.
You're absolutely right, Emily. That's actually one of the most powerful aspects of solo travel. It's a profound personal journey. When you step out of your usual routine and comfort zone completely on your own, you're forced to rely on yourself in ways you never have before. This often leads to incredible personal growth.
A personal journey. I love that phrasing. It implies more than just a trip, but a transformation. What kind of growth are we talking about?
Well, it's multifaceted. It can be about developing problem-solving skills, building immense confidence, or gaining a completely new perspective on life. You encounter unexpected situations, or what we call challenges, that you have to navigate by yourself. And when you successfully overcome those challenges, that's where the real growth happens.
So it's about facing a challenge and then having the resilience to push through it?
Exactly. Resilience is a key word here. It means the ability to recover quickly from difficulties or tough situations. When you're solo traveling, you inevitably face moments of doubt or difficulty. Perhaps you miss a bus, or get lost, or experience a cultural misunderstanding. Your resilience is tested, and each time you find a solution, your confidence grows. It's an unforgettable feeling of accomplishment.
That makes a lot of sense. So let's talk about some inspiring stories. Do you have an example of someone who really experienced this kind of profound growth on a solo trip?
I do. Let me tell you about Sarah, not her real name, but a real story. Sarah had always been a very shy person. She had never traveled outside her home country alone, and even social situations made her anxious. But she felt this strong desire for a change, a personal discovery of who she truly was, beyond her usual environment. So last year, she decided to embark on a solo journey to Southeast Asia.
Wow, Southeast Asia is a big jump for someone shy. What was her initial experience like?
She told me her first few days in Bangkok were a huge challenge. The sheer scale of the city, the language barrier, the unfamiliar food. It felt overwhelming. She called her family every day, almost ready to book a flight home. This is where her resilience started to kick in. She had made a commitment, and she didn't want to give up. She had also done a lot of research before leaving, and she remembered some of the advice we've given. Take things slow, embrace the unknown.
So, how did she overcome that initial feeling of being overwhelmed?
She started with small steps. Instead of trying to see everything, she focused on one thing each day. She found a small, friendly cafe near her guest house and practiced ordering coffee and Thai. She also signed up for a walking tour, which helped her meet other travelers in a structured way. This gradually built her confidence. She has often said that those first few days were the hardest, but also the most rewarding for her growth.
That sounds like a wonderful strategy. So she faced the challenge and slowly overcame it. What kind of discovery did she make about herself during this journey?
As she continued her trip, she faced more challenges. In Vietnam, her backpack was stolen with her passport and most of her money. That was a moment where many people would have given up. But Sarah, surprisingly, remained calm. She had learned to trust her instincts and to ask for help. She immediately contacted her embassy, filed a police report, and with the help of some kind locals, she managed to get everything sorted out. This experience profoundly changed her perspective.
Losing a passport and money on a solo trip, that's an enormous challenge. How did that experience impact her confidence?
It actually skyrocketed her confidence. She realized she was capable of handling difficult situations independently. Before that, she had always relied on others. After she resolved the passport issue, she felt invincible. She has often said that incident was the turning point of her trip, the moment she truly discovered her own resilience. She had never imagined herself as such a strong person before.
That's truly inspiring. It sounds like the trip transformed her entire perspective.
It absolutely did. By the end of her 3-month journey, she was a completely different person. She had made friends from all over the world. She had learned basic phrases in 3 different languages, and she had visited places she had only dreamed of. The shyness she had carried for years had begun to melt away. She had found her voice, not just literally, but figuratively.
So, she traveled to Southeast Asia last year, and since then, how has her life changed? Are we talking about the past simple for the trip itself and present perfect for the lasting effects?
Exactly, Emily. Excellent observation of the grammar. The specific events on her trip, like her backpack being stolen or her visiting certain cities, we describe using the past simple because they happened at a defined time in the past. For example, she visited Hanoi. Her backpack was stolen on May 15th. But the ongoing impact, the results that continue up to the present, we use the present perfect. She has become much more outgoing. She has traveled solo several times since then. Her confidence has grown immensely.
So, she traveled to Thailand alone last year, but she has traveled solo many times since then. I see. The past simple is for a completed action at a specific time, while the present perfect is about an experience or change that continues or has relevance now.
Precisely. And Sarah's story is a perfect illustration. Her solo journey was a series of unforgettable experiences. Each time she faced a new challenge and found a way to overcome it, her inner strength, her resilience, grew. This directly led to a massive boost in her confidence.
And the outcome? The reflection on her growth and discovery?
Her reflection on the trip is that it was the single most transformative period of her life. She realized that true discovery isn't just about finding new places, but about finding parts of yourself you never knew existed. She has encouraged many of her friends to try solo travel because she believes in its power for personal growth. She now sees the world and herself from a completely new perspective. That experience truly was unforgettable.
That's such a powerful story, Brian. It really shows how solo travel isn't just a vacation, but a profound period of self-discovery and building resilience. And I can see now the difference between she traveled to Vietnam and she has become more confident. The change has lasted up to now.
That's the beauty of it. The trip itself might be over, a specific period in the past, but the lessons learned and the person you have become remain. Solo travel often means confronting your fears and insecurities head-on, and in doing so, you discover an incredible inner strength and confidence you never knew you possessed. It's truly a journey of profound personal growth.
We've talked about incredible stories of growth and confidence through solo travel, Brian, but I think there's one core idea, one powerful message that sums it all up.
I agree, Emily. It's truly about more than just the destinations. What's on your mind?
For everyone listening, if there's one thing to take away from this entire episode, one quote to remember and share, it's this. Solo travel isn't about being alone. It's about discovering the strongest version of yourself.
That's it. Emily, that's such a brilliant way to put it. Let's make sure everyone understands why this phrase is so profound. Solo travel isn't about being alone. This isn't about isolation. Many people worry that traveling alone means being lonely, but often it's quite the opposite. It's about embracing your own company and finding freedom in making your own choices without needing to compromise. It challenges the idea that alone always equals lonely.
It's about self-reliance, not solitude.
Exactly. And then the second part? It's about discovering the strongest version of yourself. This is where the true transformation lies. Discovering means finding something new or realizing a potential you didn't know you had. And the strongest version of yourself refers to your most resilient, capable, confident, and independent self. When you navigate unfamiliar cities, solve unexpected problems, or simply push past your comfort zone, You build incredible inner strength. You learn what you're truly capable of without a safety net. This journey reveals your inner fortitude and self-reliance. It's about personal empowerment.
This message is so important, and it's what we want you to share.
Yes, if Emily's words resonated with you, if they inspired you to think differently about solo travel, please share this clip.
We've made it easy for you to snip out this powerful moment and share it with your friends, family, or anyone who dreams of adventure or needs a little boost of confidence.
Your shares help us reach even more English learners, showing them not just new vocabulary, but inspiring them to explore the world and themselves. Help us spread this message of self-discovery through solo travel. And that brings us to the end of another inspiring episode of the English podcast for listening and speaking. We've journeyed through the incredible world of solo travel today.
It's been an absolute adventure, Brian. We've covered so much, from the thrill of independence to the importance of staying safe and connecting with new people.
Exactly. Let's quickly review some of the fantastic vocabulary we've covered today. We started by talking about the appeal of solo travel, using words like independence, freedom, and self-discovery. Remember, solo travel is about finding out more about yourself.
And how can we forget Wanderlust, that strong desire to travel and explore the world? We also talked about having a flexible itinerary, or being completely spontaneous.
Then, we moved on to crucial safety tips. We learned about taking precautions, always having a backup plan, and the importance of awareness when you're in a new place. Keeping your passport secure and understanding local customs are also key.
Yes, and don't forget emergency contacts and travel insurance. These words are vital for any traveler.
Absolutely, Emily. And when it comes to meeting people, we introduce terms like hostel, which is a great place to meet fellow travelers. We talked about using conversation starters to build a community while on the road, fostering friendships, and even engaging in culture exchange.
We even learned how to be a good guide or learn from a local person. And finally, in our Inspiring Stories section, we heard about journeys that built resilience and confidence. Solo travelers often overcome challenges, leading to immense growth and a new perspective.
And the result is often an unforgettable experience. We hope that reviewing these terms helps solidify them in your memory. These are all incredibly useful words for talking about travel, whether solo or with others.
Now, it's your turn to get involved, our wonderful listeners. We've shared our thoughts and inspired you with stories. We want to hear from you. Tell us in the comments, where would you go on your first solo trip? Is there a dream destination you've always wanted to explore independently? We're so excited to read your answers and see where your wanderlust takes you.
Your comments and questions are invaluable to us. They help us understand what topics you want to hear more about and how we can better support your English learning journey.
And a final friendly reminder, if you enjoyed this episode, if it inspired you, or if you simply found our vocabulary explanations helpful, please take a moment to like, share, and comment.
Your likes help us know you appreciate our content, your shares help us reach more English learners just like you, and your comments create a fantastic community around this podcast. It truly helps YouTube recommend our podcast so more people can improve their English skills and discover their passion for travel.
Remember, traveling alone is not just about visiting new places or crossing off items on a bucket list.
It's about finding yourself. It's about discovering new strengths, new perspectives, and new parts of your own personality you never knew existed.
And now you have the English words and phrases to not only dream about these adventures, but to plan them, experience them, and then share your incredible stories with the world.
Keep practicing, keep exploring, and keep learning, one phrase at a time. Until next time.
Happy travels, everyone!